Hello guys, welcome back to my channel, and to this video that's gonna be a review roundup of a couple of palettes that I have been trying on my channel, that I have been trying even more off camera so that I can give you proper reviews. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 palettes. It's gonna be 6 reviews. I'm gonna be quick. Don't clock me in the comments. I'm trying to be quick. I'm gonna leave links to all the corresponding videos down below to these palettes because I have used all of these palettes but one. Maybe this is more like 5 palette reviews. 2 are the same series, just different color combos. But I'm gonna leave corresponding videos down below in the links, like in the down bar. You can always find all of the information in the description box, links, codes, info, everything you need. If there's anything you're wondering about, that's where it is. I'm gonna start with the one that's like, maybe it's 1, maybe it's 2. I mean, there are 2 different palettes, but they came out at the same time. These are the new Makeup Geek palettes. It's called Peach Bellini, which is the warmer one, and then it's Champagne in Rose, which is the more cool tone one. Let me see if I can show you how these look a bit up close. So you can see at the top is the one that's more of a warm toned reddish peach, and at the bottom is the one that's more of a cool toned peach red. I think I'm gonna pop up some swatches while I'm talking to save some time. I think that these are 2 really good palettes, good quality, normal Makeup Geek quality. Really nice mattes that are not a full-on BAM pigment. They're very pigmented, but not so pigmented that you will freak out once you put them on your eyes. They are buildable, blendable, really nice quality, normal Makeup Geek quality. The shimmers are not the foiled formula, they're more shimmery, the shimmer formula. I think you can make a bunch of different looks with these. They're not the most exciting color combos out there. They aren't, they really aren't, but they're good palettes to chuck in your bag, to bring traveling. I brought this one when I was going to Venice. It's really nice if you're building a collection, you don't have that many shadows and you want to have something in this color scheme, peachy, pinky, red, something like that. And I think it's really nice that both are like peachy, pinky, red themed with a couple of browns in there, but one is more cool tone, one is more warm tone. Is it the most exciting release this year? No. Is it a good quality product? Yes, it is. I was sent this as PR. I think they're $20 each, which I feel is a very fair price to get for 8 high quality shadows like this. They are 0.8 grams each, which is basically the same size pans as the Anastasia Beverly Hills pans in the eyeshadow palette. Maybe even a bit more, because I think the Anastasia Beverly Hills one is even less. I think it's totally a fair price. I like the quality. I like Makeup Geek. If you want to get good quality eyeshadows, that could be it. The second palette I want to review is the Just My Luck palette by Colourpop. This is a pressed powder palette, so I'm guessing that some of these contain pigments that are not considered eye safe in the US. They are considered probably eye safe in the EU though, because we do have different rules here. These are 9 different green eyeshadows. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mattes, and then there are 1, 2, 3, like 4 shimmery ones. This one is more of a chunky formula. Let me see if I can show you this one as well. Maybe this is as good as it's gonna get. Well, at least you got to see it. It's really hard when there is a mirror in here, but I like this. I like this packaging, but I prefer a cardboard packaging more. This one, by the way, it has a see-through lid, but this is a hard see-through lid. This is a very good, sturdy quality packaging. These ones, I don't mind this, but I do, and it's got a snap closure. I personally prefer a magnet closure, even though a snap closure, I mean, it's not bad, but I just prefer cardboard. I just do. I feel like there's nothing wrong with cardboard packaging when it comes to makeup things, so I prefer that. I like the quality of these. I will say that all of these except these 3 here in the bottom lean very cool tony green, so I feel like this opens up an option for Colourpop to come out with another green palette that has more of the yellowy green shades, even maybe with some like mustardy colors in there. I think that that would be a great like autumn palette for Colourpop. And all in all, really great quality. I love the Colourpop shadows. I don't feel like any of these are a dud. I will say though that I think that maybe either Big Bangs or 50/50 could be a very light shimmery green for inner corners or for a lid color. I think that that is what I would have changed with this palette. I like this palette though, I think it's really beautiful. I also was sent this SPR from Colourpop, which I was very grateful for. I do like this palette. I think it's really good. If I made a green palette, these aren't the colors that I would put in. But on the other hand, it makes it even more exciting because it makes me have to think more on what looks I want to do, since those aren't the colors that I would put in if I were to make a green eyeshadow palette. Really good quality though, definitely worth the price. I haven't tried the purple one, but it's still on my wish list of things that I want to try. The next palette I want to talk about is the Flower Child palette by Max Up the Makeup. It comes in a sleeve like this, same as the palette, has the colors and the ingredients on the back. This is a 9-pan palette. It also has a mirror in it. Let me see if I can show you without... oh yeah, this. It has a couple of shimmers, a couple of mattes, and I have made a first impression with this palette where I used all of the colors in a look, which was very fun to be honest. And I've tried this palette a bit off camera. I think that this palette is a really nice palette for being their first palette. I feel like the mattes, some of them are a bit thin. They are very like... they are a bit creamy and smooth, and they do build in each other, and they are easy to blend out. But for example, these two, Paisley and Thrifting, they are a tiny bit thin, and like Hippy Dippy for example, it didn't have a really nice sheen until I put it on with my finger. So I do think it's a pretty color, but it's not the most, like you can see, it's not the most... I think the mattes are better than the shimmers. Maybe that's what I wanted to say. I think the mattes are better than the shimmers. I do like this palette. This isn't like the best palette I ever tried, but I do think it's a really nice palette, and it's actually quite affordable. I do think, like, I do feel like it's worth the money. It's a nice theme. It's a nice packaging. The color scheme is really, really beautiful. The shimmers though, maybe you need a finger, maybe you need the glitter glue to make them really pop. This green one though, it's pretty independent. It is on the eyes, which is a shame. But it's not a bad palette. It's not a bad palette at all. I also was sent this one SPR. Thank you so much for sending this to me. I really have enjoyed working with it. I've used it, like I said, a couple of times outside of YouTube as well. It's a nice palette. It's not my favorite formula, but it's really nice. Then the next one that I am going to review is one that you have just recently seen on my channel. This is the OPV Beauty Rainbow Splash palette. I bought the OPV Spotlight palette. I bought that myself with my own money. That is the newest of the palettes, and once I had reviewed that palette myself, this is what this one looks like. Once I had reviewed that palette myself, I read some reviews on it, and I saw some people saying that the formula had improved, that this new formula was better, easier to blend, more opaque, the shimmers were better, and that made me very intrigued to try these, because I was sent the other palettes from OPV, the older palettes, as PR after buying the Spotlight palette myself. And I will say, I agree. I think the Spotlight palette has a better formula than this one. I haven't used any of the other ones yet, the Ocean and the... There's another palette. There's two other palettes. I haven't used those yet, but I do think the Spotlight palette has a better formula than this one. Some of these are great. Like this Phantom is amazing. And some of them are okay. And two of them are, according to me, not duds, but you will have to work in a very special way to make them work. I think some of the mattes are really good, some of them are way too thin, and this Flame is too flaky. You cannot pick this up with a brush, you can hardly pick it up with your finger. Fantasy is literally a satin with a lot of glitter in it. It will not stick to your eye unless you use a glitter glue. It's not gonna happen. You're not gonna be able to put this or this on your eye without the glitter glue. At least I wasn't able. I do feel like most of the other shimmers are really nice. These two are tricky, to say the least. Some of the mattes are a bit thin. Other than that, some mattes are really nice. I think that this palette is It's a nice palette, but it's definitely not my favorite colorful palette, and I'm so excited that I tried the Spotlight palette before I tried this one, because the Spotlight palette I really like. I think that palette is really good. If you've seen the review, I said that only one shadow in this palette was, I mean, I want to say a dud, but it wasn't really that good. The other ones were really nice. So if I've tried this palette first, maybe I wouldn't have been as intrigued by the brand as I am now. Had to get that cat toy. And now she's upset. Otherwise, if I tried this palette first, I probably would have been like, I don't know. It's not a bad palette, but it's not enough for me to be intrigued to want to try more from a brand. But the Spotlight palette though, that one is really nice. I'm so excited that that was the palette I tried first, because it makes me very intrigued to see what other things they're gonna come out with, since apparently they seem to have upped their formula a bit. So if you want to try the OPV brand, I would suggest the Spotlight formula, like the Spotlight palette, over this one. Not that this is a bad palette, but it is a palette that's more like, some are really great, some are not really great. So I think the Spotlight formula is a better quality than this one. Last palette we're going to talk about. How long have I been here? I'm trying to make this short. It is the Riviera palette. I think I'm gonna make this pretty short. I made 3 looks with this palette when I got it. Came in the packaging like this. And it's got a sticker on the back, and this one has more ingredients. I kind of like this packaging, but it's already getting a bit dirty. I don't know what it is with Anastasia and making packaging that gets dirty. I don't mind this packaging, no, and I didn't mind the velvet packaging either. The Riviera palette and the names in it is, I would say, inspired by the actual like Riviera, the Mediterranean Riviera, although some colors are like Bahamas and Seychelles are not. Comes with a brush that fell out. I wish that they would have, I said it, I wish the names would have been, since it's named Riviera, I do wish that the names would have been more Riviera, although I do realize that Riviera like means coastline, and it's more like rich people at sea theme, I guess, which is not very easy to relate to, but everything maybe isn't supposed to be relatable. I really like this color scheme. If you don't like pinks, you're not gonna like this palette, because pretty much everything you do with the crease, it's gonna pull somewhat pink, unless you use just Cabana and Palm, which I didn't because I don't want a brown crease. I've used them outside of YouTube, but I didn't use them for any of the like the looks. I will say that you have like you have some like neutrals if you want to go neutral, and then you have something really poppy if you want to go poppy, and then you have colors that are more muted, like this one that is like it's blue, but it's just a bit more toned down. I feel like this palette has options. It is definitely a half neutral, half colorful palette, and I do feel like you get options with this. I think the mattes are really good. I will say though that this can, you won't be able to work with cans the same way that I like to use really colorful shadow. At least I wasn't able. With my skills, because I'm not the best at eyeshadow, I'm just very fearless and I just love eyeshadow, but with the skill set that I had, I wasn't able to make can work on a sticky base. I had to set my primer or use it over another shadow. Like if I used it on top of Bahamas or Monte Carlo or Coastline, it worked great, but on its own over a primer that I hadn't set, it turned a bit patchy on me. So maybe that's something to keep in mind. I think that all of these colors are really nice. I think that maybe Seaside could have been another color because it is quite similar to Mediterranean. And I like Mediterranean more. I think Mediterranean is a very unique color. I don't know if I have anything that's exactly that. It's very shimmery blue and beautiful. So I think that maybe Seaside could have been something else. It's a bit similar. Sails is probably the prettiest white, like best pigmented, best white matte I have. So excited that they put in a matte white in here. I feel like matte whites are getting a revival. Like it's very in right now, both for the more neutral looks, not neutral but not so Instagrammy looks, but also for the extreme Instagram half cut crease, use white. It's very in. So I'm excited that they put that in here. Is it the most exciting colorful palette out there? No, Is it a good colorful palette? Yes. And is it probably the most exciting mainstream release so far this year? Yeah. I'm excited that Anastasia Beverly Hills did something as colorful as this. Maybe they will set the tone for some other more mainstream brands as well, like Urban Decay and Too Faced and stuff like that. Maybe they will set the tone and people will be more daring with the releases for the rest of the year. One can only hope. The mattes are really nice. Can is a tiniest bit more, it's in Bahamas as well, but Bahamas was easier to work with once on the eye. They feel more like the mattes in the Subculture did. They just feel drier. I can feel how they're a bit drier, and dry doesn't necessarily mean that they're bad. It's just Can was a bit trickier to work with. The shimmers are spectacular, but they're so crumbly because it's the same in the Norvina palette. The mattes, like the shimmers, are so extremely pigmented, extremely soft, but to the point that they're almost falling apart when you look at them. When did the shimmers from Anastasia turn into that? Because you get so much fallout. Even when you spray your brush, you get fallout from these shimmers, and they're extremely pigmented on the eyes. Don't get me wrong, maybe they're too much, maybe they're too soft, maybe they're too much, maybe I need something more in them. They're good, do they need to be this soft? But yeah, all in all, like the palette. I think it's really good. I am excited I bought it. I'm excited to try getting the brush back in. I'm excited to try and own something from a mainstream brand that's more colorful and a bit more out there. I mean, not comparing to like indie brands, but comparing to what the mainstream brands are offering, let's be honest. So I am excited for that. I am, and I like it. I like all of these palettes, but my favorite is this one. It's Just My Luck. This is my favorite out of all of these. I do really love the Makeup Geek formula though, and I do hope that they will keep doing smaller palettes like that with more exciting color scheme. And with exciting, I don't mean that these are boring, I just mean that exciting for me, for my makeup style, what I like to see. You know, even though you're reviewing makeup, sometimes things are just not my style, and I always try to say like, this is good quality. There's nothing wrong with the quality, even though sometimes the color schemes or the combos are not exactly, you know, my style. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed these reviews. I hope you got something out of these. And if you have any questions, please let me know down below. I try to make this as quick as possible. I do realize that it's not that quick, but don't sue me. I will see you in my next video, which is gonna be pretty soon probably, because I do upload quite a lot. Okay, bye!